Me and everybody in between, we all love the Archetype Gojira plugin. And now that neuraldsp has put out the Archetype Gojira X, we all love it so much more. And we all know it can do the standard tuning chug-chugs, but today I pose a question. How does the Archetype Gojira X handle low-tuned 8-string riffage like doom, thal, and gent? Well, that's what I'm going to test today. What you are about to hear is a snippet of an upcoming song for another future video in the style of doom, like Mick Gordon, That Doom. Utilizing the amazing Archetype Gojira X, did it make some awesome sounding, low-tuned 8-string riffage? Play it. Alright, so this is the session project for the song that you just heard, and I just kind of want to walk through a little bit of what I did with the Gojira X to show you a bit of the underworkings and how I got the tone and the sound that I did. So there's not anything too crazy fancy, other than all the instrumentation that goes with creating this style of a song, but if we just look at the guitars themselves, it's pretty simple. So I've got a preset that I made for this for myself, my own preset, called 8-Drop Doomy. And basically what it is I'll go from left to right. The whammy pedal is off, and so is the octaver. That's not on at all. The overdrive, the first one, is on, with the distortion at 0. The tone is at about 1 o'clock, and so is the level. None of the other pedals are on. At the amp, I'm using the high gain amp here, and you can see the settings are pretty close to noon for most of them, so they're not anything too crazy, but I definitely cranked down the bass a little bit just to help this guitar tone fit in the mix. Guitar cab is dynamic 57 with a condenser 414, placed as you see on here. Easy peasy, simple, simple, simple. The position is, funny enough, 666 right here for the condenser. And then on the EQ here, didn't really do too much, like really at all. Nothing. It's on, but it's not doing really anything. And then at the end here, I have a little bit of reverb on my tone, just a very tiny bit, just to give it some space. And that's pretty much it when it comes to all the sections of the tone. And I actually have the doubler on, and it's going to a mono track, so that doesn't do a whole lot, but it's doing something a little bit to the tone. But the caveat here is my guitar was tuned to drop E. This song is technically drop D, 8-string drop D. So I used the transpose feature to bring down my guitar tuning a whole step. So from drop E down to drop D. So it's a whole step lower than drop E on an 8-string guitar. And that's pretty much what got the tone beyond, you know, the different things that I do to guitars for mixing, but and that's pretty much how they sound. And then you throw them in a mix. Now this song is still in the works. It's definitely not finished or anything yet, neither is the mix, but I just wanted to use it for this case because I thought it was doing something pretty cool. Now I can show you real quick because I know people are curious what I'm doing to the guitar bus on this song to also mess with the guitar tone a little bit. in case you were curious. So I've got an instance of Neutron by Archetype to throw some EQ on there. I've got a high pass at about 93 hertz. I brought down a little bit of like the 260 hertz where it's kind of woofy in the guitar tone. I raised a bit of mids, and then I lowered a lot of whistly tones. And then I've got a low pass here at about 9.25 thousand hertz. Over here on the compressor, it's a very simple setup for guitars. TAC at 10, release at 76 or 75-ish, ratio 4:1. And then you basically bring it to where you're getting like -2 dB of gain reduction and whatnot with the compression, and that's pretty simple. The next thing I have is actually a dynamic compressor, or a multi-band compressor on the low frequencies. When you get the palm mutes in there, they can kind of get out of control and resonate really loud. So I've got a basically small setup with the Gojira X comp built into Reaper, and it's a pretty simple setup. You can see it right there. And then the last thing that I did was I threw another instance of Neutron Elements 3 with another EQ just to take out some more whistly tones that I heard that I didn't like so much. And I think there's a few more at this point that I'm going to take out, and I'm going to tweak with this still, but those are some real knife in the ear sounding whistly tones, so I lowered those down. Basically, if I play the guitars without all this on right now, this is what they sound like. So there's a bit of a difference there, but it's just to get them to fit in a mix. And it's basically just removing a lot of low end, high end, and whistle tones. And that's pretty much how I got this tone for this entire song. The Archetype Gojira X made this super easy to mess with. I really didn't change too much in the plugin itself to get the tone, whatsoever. It's all pretty much like default settings for the most part. I just tweaked a couple of things, and this is what I was able to produce with it. So you've heard it. You've seen what it can do. You've seen what I did. Now the question is, does the Archetype Gojira X actually make a good plugin for low-tuned 8-string riffage? I think I have my answer, but what about you? Make sure you give me all of your opinions down in the comments below, and before you leave, check out the videos on your screen, and I will see you in the next video.